Welcome back to another episode of NBA 2K14. In last episode, the Dallas Mavericks defeat the Los Angeles Lakers in a close game, 114 to 111 here in Dallas. And coming up next, we got another Western Conference matchup featuring the Marcus Cousins of the Sacramento Kings take on JaVale McGee and the Denver Nuggets. And just like in real life in 2013, as the Sacramento Kings returned the NBA after they got failed the relocation to the Seattle Supersonics in 2013. And anyways, right here you see JaVale McGee, Ty Lawson, and Kenneth Faried in the lineup versus DeMarcus Cousins and Isaiah Thomas. It's gonna be a good matchup here between those two teams. They met each other without any playoffs. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. We'll be right back after this. Enjoy the video here at the Sacramento, California, also known as Sleep Train Arena, here in Sacramento. We send it over to Kevin Harlan here at Sleep Train Arena at Sacramento. Anyways, enjoy the video.
Thanks so much for tuning into the NBA here on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It'll be the Denver Nuggets facing off against the Sacramento Kings. Now our broadcast swings to Sacramento, where Kevin Harlan, Clark Kellogg, and Steve Kerr have the call. We make it cool.
The NBA on 2K Sports. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. And now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. First, for the Nuggets, Lawson and Fournier man the backcourt. And in the middle, the long-bodied JaVale McGee. Absolutely elastic. Then there's Gallinari, and it's Faried in at the four. And for Sacramento, the guards, Vasquez and McLemore. And the big fella inside out of the University of Kentucky, the unbelievably gifted and powerful pivot man, DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Mbamute, and it's Thompson in at the four-man position.
Well, the business of the NBA in pretty good stead. The Kings sold back in May for a record price of $525 million, and the Seattle group had offered even more. Team value certainly on the rise around the league. Better arenas, more lucrative TV contracts. Part of the reason that's the case.
So the Nuggets win the tip. Lawson kicks to Fournier. Back to Lawson. Three-pointer, and the shot is good. Lawson's got the game going with his first points of the game for the Nuggets. And back to the bidding war for the Kings with the great offer from the Seattle group. Steve, do you think there's a chance the league could expand to Seattle?
I think so, especially with that tremendous offer that the Seattle group put forward. And now the new CBA, it's made it much more favorable for the owners. I think in the next few years, we will see at least one expansion team, maybe two.
And that's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
You know, you hear about dead-eye shooters coming in from overseas, and you never know if they're going to live up to the hype. But Gallinari has done that and then some. With his size and shooting touch, it's amazing the ability that he has to really stretch the defense out and cause havoc at that end of the floor.
Well, it seems each year he gets better and better as a player, and his shot keeps becoming one of the best in the game. He knows how to stretch a defense with his shot. It really helps his team out on offense. Denver's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter.
Well, you talk about some of the breakout players of last season, and at the top of the list for me was Rivas Vasquez, runner-up for most improved player, 6'6" point guard, improved his shooting significantly and played with a lot of confidence for New Orleans.
Here's Vasquez after the made shot from McGee. Dishes to McLemore. Now the feed to Mbamute. Here's Vasquez, and another three for Sacramento. And Vasquez, originally from Venezuela, Clark, and Steve, you mentioned his last season, third guys in the league in assists.
Yeah, and at 6'6", Kevin, a very good rebounder for a guard. He's not super quick, and that hurts him defensively, but he has excellent anticipation. And you can always cross-match him with some of the shorter two guards, so he's a valuable player in the backcourt.
A nice shot by Gallinari.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
He's just been the man since the start of this quarter. And just a tremendous period of basketball for him.
You know, after that first-round playoff loss, the question for the Nuggets is, where do they go from here? I mean, they seem to have put together a season where they did everything they could, but at the end of the day, they came up short because they didn't really execute in the half court.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Hickson comes in for JaVale McGee. And Wilson Chandler subbed in for Kenneth Faried. The Nuggets making a switch here. Here's Thornton. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Thornton's got his first bucket in this one. And getting back to the Nuggets, injury certainly played a part in their premature end of the season. But they do have to ask some major questions, Steve, going forward as to where they're going to look for crunch time points and plays.
Well, this is a team that's built to win a lot of games in the regular season, but you don't know how impactful they can be in a 7-game playoff series because of their lack of a star. I think Ty Lawson is probably best suited to kind of play a Tony Parker-type role where he can dominate games, but this is a club that has some interesting choices to make personnel-wise here over the next couple of years.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, Kevin, I caught up with Brian Shaw. He told me they'll be looking to stretch the opposing defense and open things up by using their ability to knock down long-range shots. Success from the perimeter will translate to success on the inside. Those were his words to me, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, Doris. Always want to get those threes falling consistently.
Yeah, Kevin, you're right, because that's really the only way that you can force the defense to spread out and extend itself, and when that happens, then other opportunities are created.
And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Randolph is checked in. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That is his first foul of the game. .110 left in the first. Robinson, that's good.
Man, a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
Sacramento's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Thornton, guarded by Robinson. And Thornton kicks to Thomas. Salmons. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Salmons got 5 now.
Boy, this game is off to a terrific start.
No doubt. On both sides, high-octane offense.
Chandler's shot, good.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
Now, here's Thornton. And another 3 for Sacramento.
How about the passing? Boy, moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Landry against Chandler. Stolen by Landry. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Salmons gets the bucket.
The guys will continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, part of just piling up points in the paint.
And Boyd kicks to Robinson. And stolen by Thornton. With the lead pass. Gets it to go. Isaiah Thomas. Here is Robinson. Chandler outside. Shot to stop the run. Good. Chandler's got 6 points.
Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
They're scoring. Fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Kings lead by 4. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Sacramento.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And they're getting out in transition, too, finding some easy points on the fast break.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And, guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And Thompson kicks to Thomas. Traps in the tray. Thomas got his second basket.
And the bounce pass was the key to the play.
Well, I'll tell you what, Isaiah Thomas, guys, was the last pick of the second round, 60th overall his draft year, but he has been terrific, can pass and score, and has stepped into the starting point guard role for the Kings and showed he belonged.
Now, here's Thomas after the miss from Fareed. McLemore, the pass to Cousins. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
Not only that, but he plays a huge part in their transition game. You know, getting the ball up court in a hurry is his first thought when he gets the rebound in his hands, and he does it very well.
Vasquez, he's checked in for Sacramento. Gallinari with it. He's got 8. Back to Lawson. Another 3 for Denver. Going back to Isaiah Thomas and the Kings, they really needed a true point guard to set the table for everybody. His emergence was a pretty nice story for this team.
Well, he's always been doubted because he's only 5'9", and wasn't drafted high, wasn't recruited that heavily, but I think he's demonstrated that he can hold his own with the best in this league.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Hi, gentlemen. For the Sacramento Kings, a lot of rookies, and not just among the players. A new first-time majority owner, a new rookie GM, and Mike Malone, a first-time head coach. New blood taking over. But for all three, extensive experience in assisting role. Whether assistant coach, assistant GM, or minority ownership. So guys, despite being new to the lead role, none of them lack for experience.
Thanks, Doris. We'll see how they do. Here's Mbamute after the made shot from Fareed. Passes it to Vasquez. Rocket 6. And Fareed sends it back. He dishes it to Gallinari. Outside for Lawson. Pass to Fournier. That one falls. Coming off Lawson's feet. And this game is tied up now.
Just seems like they've given up far too many points from the three-point shot today. A lot of open looks out there.
I agree, Steve. The defensive rotations have been abysmal.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Gallinari. And it's Foy in for Fournier.
You know, you might have expected a team that finished third in the West to have a positive road record, but the Nuggets last season actually finished south of 500 when they left the Pepsi Center.
Nuggets have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. Kicks to McGee. And Cousins with the block. Now here's Vasquez. He's got 12. And stolen by Watson. Feeds to Ford. On the wing, Chandler. Pass to McGee. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. Well, Clark, as you said, with the Nuggets on the road, 19 and 23 record for them on the road. Was the difference between them and the Thunder, Steve, in that division?
Well, they were so dominant at home. Kevin, and they always have been, just with their style of play and the altitude. But it's just tough to go out and play that same style on the road where you're running constantly. You're just more vulnerable defensively when you play that style when you're out on the road than you do when you play it at home.
And that is good.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
1:43 left to play in the first half. It's tipped. Lawson, he's guarded by Thornton. And Voigt kicks to McGee. Now the dish to Lawson. Rejected by Vasquez. 2 on the clock. Moves back up. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Under look for Denver. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Arthur comes in for Kenneth Faried. And Nate Robinson is subbed in for Ty Lawson.
Guys, I think Kenneth Faried was a steal for Denver with the 22nd pick of the 2012 NBA draft out of small Morehead State. His rookie season, he led the NBA in offensive rebounding rate, and he has not let up since. I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
What a floor leader he's been at the offensive end.
You know, he's done a terrific job of moving the ball around, sharing it, dispersing it, and running the show.
Blocked again. Marcus Thornton on the wing. He has 5. Vasquez dishes to Selmans. Chandler on him. Selmans kicks to Vasquez. Another 3 for Sacramento. And for Faried, mostly a dunk and put-back player offensively, though he has some touch we've seen around the rim.
He's worked hard at it, Kevin, because in college he really didn't show anything beyond 3 or 4 feet, but he's worked on that little 10-foot shot in the lane, and despite his height, he's never going to be a small foot. He's always going to be a power guy battling for position under the board.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Now, here is Robinson. A look from Chandler, and that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. Robinson's got his 4th assist in this one. Vasquez passes to Selmans. Blocked. Deflected. And a tight game. Here as we end the first half. The Kings on top, up by 2. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Now, presented by Sprint. Sunday action is in full swing, so let's break down the first half for you. For the Kings in Sacramento, they've got a tight one going on against Denver. They haven't settled on tough shots. They're taking it strong inside. They're getting quality shots and a lot of quantity of those quality shots. Vasquez giving them a great boost. What he's been able to do from the field has been nothing short of spectacular. Only a select few players in the league can shoot the ball like that. Also, a strong first half for Denver. They've dialed in from long range an incredible shooting performance from outside. Wilson Chandler getting it done early. How's that for a shooting percentage? 100. Yes, 100% from the court. Not too bad. That'll wrap things up for me here in the studio. Thanks so much. I'm Damon Bruce. Now let's get back out to Kevin Harlan for the second half of play.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
A lot was made about the Kings in their home last year, but it wasn't about how well are they playing at home. It was about where is their home going to be next season. The Kings are staying in Sacramento, but they played like it might be their last hurrah.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Gentlemen, Ben McLemore grew up in poverty in the tough town of Wellston, Missouri, near St. Louis. A tiny house with up to 15 people under one roof. At times, no food, no heat. A single mother working nights to provide. And before his senior year, his high school shuttered for good. Basketball was his one escape. He said, quote, "If you say you're from Wellston, they give you that look." It's just the reputation. It's a hard place to live and grow. But he says even now that he's made it out, I'm never going to forget Wellston. I was born and raised there. It's my heart and my pride. I'm going to give back. I want to build it back to how it was. Guys, what an extraordinary story.
An amazing story. And Doris, good thing it had a happy end. Thank you. And you go back to the Kings at home last year, 20-21 record, and it was easy to see just how much tougher a team they were in this building. You know, Steve, they really looked like a team that could compete with anyone at any time.
Well, this community really rallied behind the franchise. And there was a lot of worry that maybe this was the farewell tour for the Kings fans and the players. And they played their hearts out last year. You got to give them a lot of credit for really fighting, particularly down the stretch when things looked grim.
And the Kings making a change here. Thomas is checked in. Outside for Lawson. And again, Denver with the triple.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
Gives him a lead pass, and the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Boy, it's been a great start for this offense here in the second half. 4 for 4.
The thing with McGee, Kevin, is he's got jaw-dropping athleticism. And to go with that huge frame and the wingspan, it's amazing. He does things 7-footers rarely pull off around the basket.
Yeah, you better believe that JaVale is out there looking to get you on one of his posters. Anytime he's heading toward the hoop and someone gets in his way, his eyes almost light up at the chance to dunk over the head of someone.
They're rolling now. 5 straight hoops to start this quarter.
Well, you know, it was a career year in terms of scoring for Danilo Gallinari last season. Not so much because he was more efficient with his shots, but he was just more aggressive in my mind. He looked for his shots more. It has not been an ideal start to the second half. They've missed 3 of their first 4.
And we may have an injury here. That does not look good.
Yeah, from the look on his face, he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, it sure looks that way. He's going to come out of the game right now and get that thing checked out.
J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. The Kings trailed by 10, and for Gallinari, nice to see his three-point shooting bounce back last season. It became a nice part of his arsenal.
You know, it's strange. I mean, when he first came into the league, he looked like he was going to be one of the best shooters in the NBA, but his percentage dropped, I think, 4 straight seasons. But last year, finally back up in that 37-38% range. So you add that to his slashing, and he's become much tougher to defend.
Good point. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Jason Johnson. The shot's good from Fareed.
It's amazing what they're doing on offense here. Perfect in this half.
Thomas with the ball, and it's Miller picking him up. Stolen by Fareed. He feeds it to Chandler. To the middle. Ball's knocked loose. Mahamute with the steal. And there's the call on Chandler. That is his first foul of the game. Gallinari, he's checked in for Denver. Thomas dishes to Landry. And Mahamute back to Landry. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup.
I think he's been kind of passive today. And, you know, maybe that one will get him going. I think for them to be successful, he needs to be the one to do the bulk of the scoring.
You take a look at the offense for the Kings last season, there are some things to build on here, guys. 4th in the NBA in fast break points, top 4 in points in the paint. Those are good numbers to build your offensive foundation around.
Starting to really play well here and trying to pull away.
Yeah, and they're doing it effectively, Steve. I mean, they're on all cylinders right now, clicking beautiful.
And now it's Lawson running. He can go all the way. Finishes the freak with a slam.
This is outrageous. Every shot they're taking right now seems to be finding the mark.
Literally every shot. They are absolutely rolling.
Sacramento making some changes. Jason Thompson is checked in for Cousins. Salmons comes in for Mbamute. And it's Vasquez in for Isaiah Thomas. Now here's Vasquez. 17 points in the game. Rejected by Hickson. Here's Landry.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
But for the Kings, I think Coach Mike Malone will try to get them to play a little more unselfishly, Steve, especially at the offensive end.
Yeah, they had a team last year that just seemed to be jacking up shots anytime they could get one up individually. They were among the lowest in the league in assists as a team. A lot of isolation basketball. It was not pretty to watch.
Kenneth Faried, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Fournier comes in for Ty Lawson.
You know, a big reason that the Nuggets were able to finish with the third best record in the West last season was they took care of business in the Western Conference. I mean, they went in every game against a conference opponent knowing what was on the line and handled business from there.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
Vasquez. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Vasquez has got 20 points. The record for the Nuggets against the West ended at 38-14. Just one off the mark of the Thunder. Steve, for the best record within the conference.
Seemed like every time there was ground to be gained, Kevin, in the playoff race, the Nuggets came through. The teams in the West like to run a little bit, but I don't think anybody could really run with Denver. That's how they were able to both win at home and win in the conference. Got to make a defensive adjustment here because he's just destroying them from three-point range.
Well, even when they've closed out on him, Steve, he's not knocking them down.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
It's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
And the second free throw, good.
I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second half, despite trailing in this game.
Well, you know, that's when you need to be most aggressive when you're down. Another good job of drawing contact and getting to the line.
But you gotta love to see that kind of range. He's been lighting it up from outside.
Now the defenders want. Anything Clark to do with him on that jam.
And I do not blame him at all, partner. He was coming in with a bunch of steam and was ready to posterize whoever decided to get in his way.
All right, I understand, fellas, but come on. You've got to challenge him a little bit at least.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Nuggets lead by 17. We've got more in store for you right after this. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth. Quarter, the final quarter of play can change everything. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Nuggets.
Well, the great passing we saw in the first half has carried right over into the second.
Boy, it's been a super performance from beyond the arc, too. I mean, they've been raining in those threes.
And there's the pass to McGee. And Faried kicks to McGee. Hayes with the steal. Dishes to Vasquez. Buries it from three-point range. Vasquez has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Sacramento. And now Sacramento on the break. And McLemore kicks to Cousins. And Faried sends it back.
Such a solid performance for them inside. The rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
Vasquez passes to Cousins. That falls. Great assist by Vasquez. 9 points for DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
They get a hand on it. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And it's McGee with the jam.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
Yeah, what a beautiful connection on that play.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
Ty Lawson out of North Carolina in his 5th season has really improved his playmaking in the league. Every year he's increased his number of assists and his rate of assists, rather. I love his speed as well.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
During that break, Coach Mike Malone had some words for his team. He is not pleased with the score and implored them to try to make a push right now, saying, "We don't have time, fellas. If we can't make a dent soon, I'll have to pull the plug." Pretty blunt, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks again, Doris. He had a nice open look right there. And the Nuggets lead by 16. And Lawson's becoming more of a playmaker. Clark, he's also upping his scoring every year, so I'll throw it to you guys right now. You know, where is this kid going? Steve?
I'll take this. I mean, I think he's become an elite-level point guard. And for Denver to take that next step, you know, that's what it's going to take. He's going to have to become their Derrick Rose, their Tony Parker. And I think Lawson is on his way to doing that.
Denver calls timeout. Denver leading by 13. McGee dishes to Lawson. We're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter in this one. Now Cousins. And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
Doubled by Gallinari. Sacramento moving it around. That's good from Vasquez. On the assist by Mute. Vasquez has got 13 points here in the 2nd half alone. Here's the 3. Gets it to go.
Well, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
The Kings trail by 13. He kicks it to McLemore. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. And he lobs it up to him. Fareed, no good.
So hard not to go for it when you see a chance for an alley-oop like there was there.
I know he wishes he had it.
Shot's good from Mbamute. The Nuggets leading by 11. Here's Lawson. Landry grabs the miss. Kings have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Strong work at that end of the floor. And McLemore kicks to Vasquez. Cousins. The shot's good. Vasquez making the play. And that's how... Cousins. Now it appears an injury out on the floor, and that does not look like any fun.
Yeah, from the look on his face, he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, it sure looks that way. He's going to come out of the game right now and get that thing checked out.
Terrell Arthur, who's checked in for the Nuggets. And the Nuggets making a change here. Fareed is checked in. Stolen by Landry.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. The drive by Cousins, rejected by Gallinari. Lawson outside. Lets it go with the three. And again, Denver with the triple.
He's showing no signs of letting up here.
Vasquez with it. Now Lawson defending. Shots good by McLemore.
He was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Here is Lawson. 1:02 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Back to Gallinari. From past the arc. But they'll get another chance. And McGee kicks to Gallinari. Trains the three-pointer. And the Nuggets lead by 13. Oh boy, looks like he was injured there.
And you see a player have to come out of the game like this. I mean, you just hope for the best.
That's exactly right. You do hope for the best. You cross your fingers, say a prayer, and hope it's nothing major. We'll see what the update is here shortly.
Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Sacramento. Thompson comes in for Carl Landry.
You know, it looks like despite the injury he's got, he's still able to deliver, and that's what he's showing us right now.
Clark, they're in good position here to ride it out.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, if they just play smart right here, Kevin, this game's pretty much over.
The shot's good from McGee.
And a terrific run to really put this ball game away.
And now let's see how many more points they can throw up there before the horn sounds.
That's good.
Well, the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
8-second difference between the shot clock and... Oh, what a play!
Oh, look at that.
That is a...
Bringing down the house!
Well, you relish these sorts of road games where you come in and you get the job done.
In a long schedule with the kinds of pressure of travel and tough opponents throughout the season, it's always good when you play a game like they have here.
For the Nuggets, J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Arthur comes in for Kenneth Faried. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Gallinari.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Well, it's a wrap, fellas. No way you come back in this one.
Not anymore. Any chance of that happening went out the window a while ago.
Thomas goes in. Selman. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. And here's Miller. Back to Chandler. The three. That drops. 7 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Hayes with it. Chandler with the block. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Ty Lawson.
So we're going to next tomorrow night. We're going to play on Monday. Head to Indianapolis, Indiana, as Paul George of the Indiana Pacers take on Kyrie Irving and the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is gonna be a good one here. We're gonna be watch out. Here's gonna be a good game between Kyrie Irving and Dion Waiters, along with Andrew Bynum in the lineup, and then followed by second game of the night, heading to Memphis, Tennessee, as Kevin Love and Ricky Rubio of the Minnesota Timberwolves take on Marc Gasol and Mike Conley of the Memphis Grizzlies. It's gonna be a good one here tonight, and that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin as the final four earlier. The Florida Gators beats Auburn Tigers 79-73, and Houston Cougars complete the stunning comeback over Duke Blue Devils 70-67. So we got Houston Cougars take on Florida Gators in the national championship, and unfortunately, Cooper Flag as the perfect Rocket Duke come to the end, and we'll see you in the first NBA draft. Hopefully we'll go for first pick of the draft. So once again, this is Andre Kenshin as the Denver Nuggets dominate Sacramento Kings in the third quarter. They outscored 35-16 to end on a win 109-94. This is Andre Kenshin say so for Sleep Train Arena in Sacramento. We'll see you tomorrow on Monday for the Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Indiana Pacers, and then the second game will be played on Tuesday. The Minnesota Timberwolves take on the Memphis Grizzlies as the approaching to end of the regular season. So once again, this is Andre Kenshin say so for Sleep Train Arena Sacramento. Time to say sign up and peace out. Good night, and reminder, we'll see you tomorrow on Monday for the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on Indiana Pacers, and then Tuesday we got the Minnesota Timberwolves take on the Memphis Grizzlies. And Simon Weimer saying sign up and peace out. Good night, and thanks for watching.